question, Jerry Tipton.
Davion, how hot were you early, or was that Davion just being Davion? And how much does that help a team to have someone, kind of get the thing going?
Yeah, I was burning up at the beginning. I mean, like you said, just me being me, having fun. And I mean, that's extremely helpful. I mean, to do that at the beginning of the game, kind of take the air from the other team. So that was big to start the game.
Kyle Tucker.
Davion, everybody kind of knows the stakes for you guys, that because of the record got to the point that it did earlier this year, that you're probably going to have to make that run in Nashville. How important, knowing you're going to have to win 3 or 4 games in a row at some point, was it for you guys to see yourselves do that, to actually string wins together and then cap it off today against a team that's obviously an NCAA tournament team?
Yeah. I mean, that's huge for us. I mean, especially with everything that we've been through already this season. I mean, to kind of go on the roll, especially at this time right now, I mean, that's huge. And it's exactly what we needed, gathering that momentum towards, heading into March.
Larry Vaught.
Yeah, David, I don't know whether to be more impressed that you like hit 5 for 5 and y'all got off to such a hot start to build the lead, or that when you all went 3 of 22 in the second half, that you still kept the lead. What was more impressive to you, what you all did when you were so hot offensively, or what you were doing when you couldn't make a shot, it seemed like?
Yeah, I think both. At one point in the game, I told my teammates, I was like, my gun is jammed. We got to do something. But just for us to keep that lead, I mean, that's huge. It showed the past, I think, 3-4 games, for us to continue to fight throughout the last 4 minutes. I mean, that's huge improvement. I think Keon mentioned earlier about the fact that, I mean, we're all new guys playing with each other. So, just trying to find that glue. Of course, it came late for us, but, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment for this team, and that's kind of what Coach has been pushing.
John Hale.
About that building or keeping the lead in the second half, Davion, you all had built big leads the last 3 or 4 games and let teams back into it. You still won the last 2, obviously, but what does it say about this team's development that this wasn't a 1 or 2 possession game down the stretch like the last 2 had been after you did that? Yeah,
absolutely. That was the best part. Helped with all of the fans, our anxiety, like just the fact that we started off that hot and just kept it going for the entire game. I mean, that was huge for us and our confidence. And, I think we owed them one, and it was big for us to come in here and do it.
Okay, last question is with John Wong. Go ahead, John.
Davion, Coach Cal told us that you guys on the floor pretty much know who should be playing, how much time you should be getting. As a player, what goes through your mind when you hear something like that? I would think that you guys would always want to think that you would need more minutes out there.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a group of, unselfish guys. I mean, like some days you have Jacob playing out of his mind. Some days, you can name everyone. Everyone's had a great game this season. And, the coach puts the team together and the players run. I mean, in the most respectful way, Coach, he knows, and he's the mastermind of this whole, cruise ship that we have. But, I mean, we know who's leading the way some nights, and we know who needs to be out there. And, it's just that's the beauty of having a bunch of guys that are super unselfish, that want the best for the next man. And we know who needs to be out there. And sometimes, he'll say things where we'll sub ourselves out. And, we have a bunch of guys doing that. And, that's kind of, with everything we've been through, that's great that we still have that attitude going into March like this.
All right. Thank you so much.